It's November 2nd. That means we have 29 days left to absolutely savor everything about October. Guys, we did it. It's October 2nd. Alright, this week's pick is a 1992 flick, Death Becomes Her. I'm already partially dead inside and I still look this good, so I mean, like, thank you, it does become me. Thank you. Alexis from Schitt's Creek vibes I just gave off there. Okay, let's dig in. I should not make that joke. And casting. Put on my casting hat. We have Goldie Hawn and we have Bill... I almost said Bill Hader. Bruce Willis. And Mamma Mia, Meryl Streep. Oh yes, you heard that correctly. I wish she was my mom. I love my real mom, but I know that my mom wouldn't take offense with me saying that. I wish Meryl Streep were my mom. Maybe like a second mom. Maybe like co-partnering moms. But yeah. I know that this is a cult flick pretty much, but I feel like a ton of people forget about it, and it's such a good movie, or they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that, but it was like a really long time ago and I don't really remember what it's about. So if you're one of those people, here's what it's about. The lights come up. We start in the theater, Broadway. We see Meryl singing like an angel. Except everybody in the audience hates it, so she's a Broadway star, but she's kind of tanky. The only person in the entire audience that is like enamored by her is Goldie Hawn's fiance. So Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep are friends, but like not really friends. They're like friends that love to hate each other. They are friends even though they pretty much hate each other's guts and are always trying to compete against each other. In Goldie Hawn's eyes, Meryl Streep is always like trying to steal everything that she has, and she's like never like happy for her, and Meryl Streep like just doesn't see it. They go in and meet Meryl after the show, and Bruce Willis is like enamored by her, and she's enamored by him because she's super narcissistic. So she's like, oh my god, you're a plastic surgeon, like this is amazing. Flash forward a couple years, Goldie Hawn is by herself and she just like really lets herself go, and she is just spiraling in like hatred for Meryl Streep. And it's like a mix of when you watch Ace Ventura and you go into Ray Finkel's bedroom and you see like everything is like die Dan Marino die. It's like a mix of that because of her absolute rage against Meryl. And also kind of like also another mashup of Dodgeball. Like Ben Stiller like really lets himself go from like the you know, the gym honcho guy, and he's like at the end like feeling sorry for himself. So it's like it just to me that scene just puts both of them together, and it's so disturbing, and you just feel for this woman. Goldie Hawn lets her anger fester. Her life's mission after rehab is like to pretty much just take Meryl Streep down. So she does that by like getting in shape and like making like a self-help book, and it's like turns out to be like a bestseller. Goldie Hawn sends Meryl an invite to like her book release. She goes with her husband Bruce Willis, and they're together in a marriage that's like totally unfulfilling. And he's like no longer a plastic surgeon, but he does like makeup on dead bodies. She ruined his career and like took like all of the heart and soul out of him. So clearly, as you can tell, it's a very healthy relationship. Goldie Hawn turns around and then like Meryl Streep is like, she's hotter than me. Then Meryl is like, okay, I gotta fix something here. Yeah. Okay, this is where we get into the good stuff. Excuse me. She drives up to this like creepy enchantress's house and arrives in my personal favorite outfit of all time, because this is exactly how I look at any other given moment of every day. What a look. That's my main goal in life, is just to be like so cocooned. Am I Meryl Streep's daughter? Yes, clearly. She goes and she offers her this potion that like once you drink it, it makes you young, and trick is, makes you immortal, which she didn't know. She just thought it was gonna make her look young for like a really long time. She drinks the potion and like all her liver spots just like disappear. You know, honestly, like if I were given that choice, I'd be like, look, I don't care if it takes away liver spots when I get old, but like if I can get it to like take away some zits, yeah, give me that shit, you know? So mind you, she gets herself super hot, youthful, and immortal, which she doesn't know right away, but she finds out because her husband tries to kill her, because Goldie Hawn is like, kill her and then we can be together. And so he's like, okay, sure. Also, I don't know why they're doing this. The reason that they took this potion is so they would like look hot for Bruce Willis. I'm sorry, it's Bruce Willis. Like, he's maybe like kind of attractive, like only in
Die Hard?
Okay, Harry Styles, like, yeah, absolutely, like, for sure. It's like really not for him because Goldie Hawn and Meryl are just kind of competing against each other. But like still, like the underlying thing is that they're like doing it for this guy, and I'm like, hey. So anyways, Meryl gets killed. The whole comedy comes from them being immortal because they only get one body, so if they mess up their body, like that's it. Like they're just falling apart for eternity. And that's what ends up happening. And it is fantastic. It's truly gruesome. Some of the best things about this film are the fact that you will never find a falling down the stairs sequence better than this movie. There are multiple times where people fall down a flight of stairs and it's endless. It just keeps going. And when you think it's like, okay, this has been done enough and it's not funny anymore. No, no, no. It just goes on so long that it's funny. And just the way the two women inflict pain on each other is so grotesque that it is hilarious. Because I just love that they have such an animosity between them, but they still love each other at the same time. Because it's so relatable. It's like you always have that like one friendship that you're like, okay, I love to hate you, you know? But also just like take it to the absolute next level and it's like, oh my God. And then the other thing that's truly just genius about the plot is that because they only have one body and they like are just massacring each other like all the time, they need to get like patched up because, you know, their skin is falling off or like, you know, limb falls off or, you know, whatever. So they all go to Bruce Willis because of course, like he does makeup for dead bodies. So they like go to him and like he patches them up and everything and he just continuously does that, but he does it with spray paint. So they have just like an insane coating on them that just kind of like ends up like looking like scales, and it just makes me think of like history moment. Makes me think of like Queen Elizabeth. I think she used to like makeup with lead in it and she would do it all the time and it never came off. So like she ended up with like a 1/4 inch thick amount of like lead paint makeup stuck on her face when she died. And the movie's also got like just some great one-liners. And for a snack pairing, some Airheads. Because they are a pair of Airheads. And it's also a good snack. Truly, 10 out of 10 movie. It is a perfect way to start off the beginning of October. Treat yourself.